Hi Capricorn, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with your reading, what you need to know for December. The first card that we have out is Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups can be a time of transition. There can be some evaluating that you are doing as well. I'm seeing Judgment. More of the same. Okay, so this is what's happening in the beginning of December. Eight of Cups, Judgment, Four of Cups. What this means is that you can be tuning in to what you're feeling, or maybe not feeling, in the beginning of December, and you can be looking at that and wanting to assess something here. You can be feeling like you're not at your best, or that you're not at your most motivated, and so this can be a call for you to check some things out and really take a look at the things that you have going on and ask yourself some questions about that. Especially to the tune of, do I want to be doing this? Is this working for me? Is this still working for me? Do I still want to be doing this? Am I happy here? Do I feel fulfilled by this? Do I feel like this is feeding my soul? There can be things that you're asking yourself. This can also be a breakdown of habits too. Maybe there are things that you're doing and you feel like it's sort of draining you, or maybe something's been bringing you down. I do feel like why this comes up is that you cannot be feeling 100%, and so that can motivate you to look at things and be like, what's going on? Like, what do I need to look at? Do I need to evaluate some stuff? Because I think things could be better than this. I know things could be better than this, so that whole process. Investigating. Maybe also you want to break free of something. Maybe you want to liberate yourself from something that you feel like just isn't cutting it anymore for you. On a personal level, you can be feeling kind of fatigued. I feel like that December air is getting to you a bit here. I am seeing you kind of turning over a new leaf. This feels like you plugging into connection. I'm also seeing Three of Pentacles be here, so this can be something that's being worked on. Like a new energy that's being collaborated with. Maybe this is out with the old, in with the new. Because over here, having Eight of Cups, Judgment, Four of Cups, but then transitioning over to having an Ace of Cups, this feels like connecting with what was missing. Whatever that was lacking, it feels like plugging into something that could potentially be what you need. You can have a relationship that's feeling kind of exhausting as well, or something going on with a contract. Can be feelings sort of labor intensive. There can also be something with a system as well when we have Justice there. feel like in general, this is kind of a tough time emotionally where you're meaning to make sense of things going on for you on a personal level. You can feel like it's not the easiest energy to be working with, that there's kind of a lot to be taking apart here. And you can also feel like having Ace of Cups, but then having Five of Pentacles be connected to it, it feels kind of like something is there and something is available, but having Five of Pentacles there can be some type of disconnect from that. Where with the Ace of Cups, we want to connect with that, but you can also be making sense of like what you actually want. Because maybe you have something there and just something feels like maybe there's something wrong with it, and well, it doesn't feel simple, actually. And you can have a lot of feelings surrounding this. And there can also be this feeling of, ideally, circumstances I think would be a bit different than what they are, and still trying to work within that. Maybe too when you feel like you're kind of losing sight of things a bit as well. Not to be like sounding so sad, but it kind of feels like one of those times where this feels very wintry to me energetically. And so it can be a time where things that need to sort of fall off are going to be falling off. It can be difficult to do that, but you can really be evaluating and saying, is this something that is meant to be here right now? Is this meant to be part of my path? Is this something that I feel connected with? And sort of doing some problem solving connected with that. There can be communication that's involved in this. You can also feel kind of tired of thinking as well. Because I feel like you've been working something out, looking into things. And at this point, you can feel a little bit done with this. But then wavering. Because as much as there's this feeling of possibly feeling like something is a bit empty, we have the Five of Wands, so it almost feels like it's not so simple to just walk away from something. And you can also feel like things still need to be worked out, but you can feel like you don't really have the energy to do that. So it just feels kind of complicated for that reason. Like you need to like really be there mentally, and you can feel like you're just not. You feel tired. A little bit defeated, I'm feeling, from the Four of Cups. It's like trying to get the balance right, and you can feel like something's just still off. Like you're still making sense of what belongs, what doesn't belong, and still having stuff to work through, still having stuff to assess more than anything. And then being like, oh, my head hurts, or like my brain is tired doing all of this. And you can feel like this is the challenge that must be completed in order for you to have that deeper connection that you are looking for. But when going through this part that feels very draining, takes a lot of energy, and you can be like, I don't really feel like I have all of that energy there. It's all of those feelings that come up then with that being part of the process. Maybe too, you want something to happen more quickly. It's happening more slowly. Can feel like you're stepping very, very slowly through this. Working with all of the different feelings that are coming up, breaking them down, which just feels like a lot of homework in and of itself. You can be like, is this even possible? Is this even worth it? Questions like that. It does feel like being in a spot that it feels extremely challenging, and I think when something is taking a while and you don't feel like you have immense energy to move through it, there can be that feeling of it kind of feeling like you've been set back a bit. Having Temperance on the bottom of the deck, this is like still going through the motions, still doing the thing, not giving up on this, still being patient, still working through. Things need to be worked out. Feeling like I want to go and like hide under a rock instead a bit. Working through all of the emotional stuff. I think too, in a circumstance that feels very chancy. Because no matter what happens, maybe there's something going on where you're like, will I like the outcome, or will it be an outcome that I don't like either way? That can also be something that's coming up. Because I do feel you working through something where this can all be in hopes of your situation changing a bit. You can just really not like what's going on. Feeling like maybe it's lacking what you need. I'm seeing there be attempts to work together and work things out, but there can also be a lot of friction as well. Like, we're supposed to be here communicating, we're supposed to be here collaborating, and it can just feel like a lot of butting heads that's happening, and then you can be like, is this even gonna work? Like, it just feels like kind of one of those feelings of like, I don't like this, I want this to be resolved, I don't want to have to be dealing with this right now, I just like want it to be fixed already. I get that. And then feeling too like this feeling is saying this feeling is saying that, and you can just feel like there's a whole system that you have to go through that you're making sense of. And then there's this whole thing of like, what's right for me, what's not right for me, what can I compromise on, what do I need to let go of, what do I need to not give up on. It feels like a whole lot of that, like just assessing everything. And deeply, it's like nothing feels surface level. This feels like surface level has already been established. Every little detail, you have to like take it to the deepest it can go, and there are many details, and so it just feels like going in and going in and going in, and that like again and again and again. And so this process just feels extremely, it requires a lot of energy and commitment to move through this. And I think too, breaking things down till you get to your most honest perspectives on things. So you're working with that element of truth, that element even of objectivity as much as is possible to sort of get to the bottom of things. And it's rigorous. And so you can feel kind of tired, and you can feel like not as connected because of that, because of feeling exhausted energetically, emotionally. And even though I am seeing something be here, it still feels like there's potential and there's possibility, and at the same time it feels like, but I'm still in this situation. And having Temperance there feels like continuing to see this through, but it can be something that it's hard to keep moving through it when there's doubt there. When you can be like, am I ever gonna see the other side of this, or is it just gonna stay being like this? Is this ever going to turn into something that I feel like works? Maybe too, where you feel like you're getting what you need as well. Because of seeing Temperance on the bottom of the deck, I do really feel like this process is worth the effort, even though it's taking a lot. I really do get that feeling strongly. Like if I were seeing something else, I would say like maybe it's time to throw the towel in, but this feels like keep working at it. Things are falling into place. Can feel like they're falling into place very slowly though, but do not be discouraged by that. I do also feel like there's this component of figuring out what's right for you and what's wrong for you as far as your own stuff, like on an individual level. What works and what clicks versus what doesn't. What allows things to function versus what gets in the way of things functioning properly. And there's a lot of figuring out that as it relates to the circumstances that you're in. And so you can feel like I have to uncover those things before I can even assess it and apply it. And it's just being a lot. It feels very labor intensive. I really feel like on an emotional level, this is a lot. Just like energetically, this can feel like a lot. I want to pull a card for the Five of Pentacles here. See if we can find anything out about this. This can also be something where you feel like maybe things that you need, it doesn't feel like they're totally available, or there can be a fear that you are going to have to go without what you need, or maybe that you have been, or that there's a lack of support. I get the feeling of help being on its way. I don't know how that would fit into all of this, but that is how this is coming across. I feel like something is going to be coming through that's going to help you with the essence of something that needs to be resolved. This will be something that helps you. And it will help you with something that looks like maybe this is something you've been worried about, something you've been concerned about, something that you're like, what are we going to do about this? Or what am I going to do about this? But for some reason it like wasn't time for this to come through before. I feel like this is coming. I feel like this is coming in January. I do feel like you're in some type of situation that does not feel ideal by any means to be within, and you can feel like, how am I supposed to work with this? At the same time, I do see something is going to be coming in, and it's going to be very helpful for you with this exact thing within the position that you're in. It is going to be helpful to you with this thing that you've been dealing with. Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Again, be patient with this. Don't get discouraged. Rest. Take care of yourself. Try to stay as connected as possible. Self-care. I do get this feeling again, like something is on its way and is going to be helping you with this. There's a shift going on to some sort of system here. Like relationship system. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.